word? What's happening, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Thursday. Y'all staying healthy, staying peaceful, getting enough rest, all that good stuff. I'm going to give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in with the kid before we start building. So let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Thursday, man. Once again, it's been a minute since I tapped in, but here we are, man. We want to build on manifesting, just bringing things into existence. You know, what we would call born in the mathematics. So just let me know how y'all living and feeling before we dive into that subject matter, man. What's the word? How this Thursday treating y'all so far? How this week been treating y'all? Let me know how we living and feeling, man. Give y'all about 5 minutes to tap in before we dive into this subject matter, man. I know everybody might be chilling, going about their duties, but tap in with the kid if you got time. Magic, peace, what's happening with you, my brother? What's the word? Devin, peace, what's happening? Ray, peace, what's happening with you, my brother? What's the word? Appreciate y'all tapping in. How y'all living and feeling on this Thursday? Hopefully everything is smooth and peaceful on y'all end, man. Spreading good vibes and whatnot. Positive vibes, healthy vibes, powerful vibes, all that good stuff. You know, I had smoothie number 1 earlier, got my workout in, so we good. You know, right now I'm on this smoothie kick. So y'all already know. Michael, peace, what's happening? Oh, for sure. You can always do better, you know. Long as next week you do better than you did this week. That's all it's about, making progress. Y'all already know. Magic for sure. You say, what you say, been some ups and downs? Yep. Hey, that's that roller coaster of life. You know, as long as you don't stay down for too long. Moni, peace, what's happening? For sure. There we go. Feeling good, feeling great. There we go. Lindell, peace, what's happening? Oh, yeah, this is a great topic, man, because, again, I feel like a lot of people struggle with this, man. This, when it comes to the law of attraction, manifesting, or like we say, born things or bring things into existence, it sounds simple in theory, but a lot of people struggle with putting these simple practices into motion, or so I have observed. You know, a lot of this is simple when it comes to just attracting things that you need in life or attracting things that you may want in life. It's simple, like I said, in theory, but putting these things into practice becomes a little complicated because of the way we have been conditioned for the most part. You know, so a lot of these things may seem simple. It may seem repetitive or redundant, but it's necessary. Repetition is one of the keys for manifesting, if you all did not know that by now. You know, so you got to hear things repeatedly in order for them to stick at times. So even when something is sounding repetitive or redundant, that's necessary in order to help you manifest, in order to help you bring something into existence. You got to repeat it often, frequently. That is key. That is key. You can't just do something one day or 1 week and think that's supposed to change the game for you. Like, oh man, I meditated for a week and nothing changed in my life. Or I said this affirmation for a week and nothing changed in my life. You got to do it for 2 weeks, do it for 3 weeks, do it for the rest of your life. You know, we can't just be part-time when it comes to all of these practices, man. We got to be full-time with it. We got to do these things every day. You got to do your affirmations every day. You got to meditate every day. You got to focus on your breathing every day. You got to speak positivity into the atmosphere every day. This ain't something that you can do every other day. If you do it every other day, that's why your life is going to reflect that. It's going to be inconsistent. Colleen, peace, what's happening? Jordan, peace, what's going on? Hey, Devin, let's get it. Hey, y'all already know. Had me a fruit smoothie, man, so we feeling good. We got some energy. We feeling vibrant. It's all good. Been doing them fruit smoothies a lot lately, a lot more lately. You know, I was on the greens for a while, predominantly greens. Now I'm on predominantly fruit smoothies. I'm on that kick right now, man. Be feeling great. You know, be feeling straight good. But I want to touch on a few tips that might go under the radar when it comes to the law of attraction and bringing things into existence. And this could answer some questions in regards to why sometimes you may have been striving to implement these practices and they not working well for you, because it's a lot of things that have to be in alignment when you trying to attract something or when you striving to manifest. You know, get in, peace, what's happening? One of the first things, or one of the first things I want to touch on when it comes to bringing things into existence. Jordan for sure. K Reno is my guy. But one of the first things that I want to touch on is that when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to bringing things into existence, when it comes to accomplishing or setting goals, sometimes you have to be a little naive. Sometimes you have to be a little irrational. Sometimes logic and reason can hinder you from bringing big things into existence in your life. And what do I mean by that? A lot of times, man, we might have some goals that might be too big in regards to the people that's around us. So a lot of the folks that's around you might not understand some of these goals you have set for yourself. And that may have an influence on you. So at the end of the day, when you setting these goals, when you striving to manifest, man, you got to be irrational, because some of the things that you might be striving to do, or you might want to do, they might be some things that the people around you can't fathom. It might be some things that you might be the first one in your family to strive to do something that you striving to do. You might be the first one in your family striving to do whatever it is. So again, you got to be irrational, because you might be trying to do something that hasn't been done before in regards to your environment. So there has to be a little irrationality there. Has to be. If I'm striving to do something that I haven't even seen a good example of it, I got to be irrational. I got to be a little irrational, because if I start to be logical, if I start to deal with reason, then I'm going to find every reason not to pursue this endeavor, because I got every example as to why I should not pursue it. Because I see the people around me, they tried to do it. My uncle and them tried to start a business and they failed. Oh, I got a cousin over here, they tried to start a business and they failed. Oh, I got my father over here, he never started a business. He worked for corporate America, he's doing just fine. So I have every reason not to go start a business right in front of me. So in order for me to do what I did, I had to be irrational, fam. I had to go against everything that I was seeing. I was seeing successful people in corporate America, and I was seeing people who failed in business. I was seeing people who was trying to start businesses, but the government wasn't allowing them to do it. So I saw all of that. So I had to be a little irrational when it came to putting things into motion for myself. Because if I would have dealt with my logic, if I would have dealt with my reason, I would have been like, don't do this. It's not guaranteed. I would have came up with a million reasons, a million great reasons as to why I shouldn't have started a business or opened up my own gym. I would have had a million great reasons. So I had to deal with that irrational side. I had to be irrational. Sometimes you have to do that, man. You have to be a little naive when it comes to pursuing goals, when it comes to putting things in motion, when it comes to bringing things into existence. You have to be a little naive. I'm trying to tell you. Even the dude that wrote Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, the book I just broke down, which is right here, Napoleon Hill's Golden Rules. He mentions that. Now, I don't know if I can find it verbatim, but he mentions how you have to be a little naive when it comes to attracting things that you need in your life to yourself. You got to be a little naive, got to be a little irrational. That's not the only way, but that is a major key in regards to bringing things into existence. Got to be irrational. Ray, what's happening? Clocks in, what's happening? MC, peace, what's happening? Because again, just think about it. Think about whatever it is that you are striving to do. How many concrete, real life examples do you have in regards to the people that's around you that have done exactly what it is that you're trying to do? How many people around you? I didn't have many people around me that did exactly what it is that I'm striving to do, that I knew personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have many people. I had many people that succeeded doing the opposite of what I'm doing. So ask yourself, how many people around you have done exactly what it is that you are striving to do that you know personally? The answer might not be that many people. Might not be that many people. So that's a big key, man. That's a big key. You might be aiming high, and the people around you, they aim so low they can't understand it. So again, and they gonna give you some legit reasons in regards to why you shouldn't pursue that. But you can't buy into that, man. You gotta stay. Sometimes being irrational works in your favor. You gotta think about it. These smartphones, these phones that we are on, like this phone that I'm on right now, laptops and all of that good stuff. It was at a point of time where somebody couldn't fathom these things existing. Just think about it. Some of the tools that we use right now today, 20, 30 years ago, they were unheard of. They were unheard of. Like if you would have brought this to somebody's attention 40 years ago, that we would be able to do everything from a device called a cellular phone, they would have laughed at you. But the people that pursued it, the people that put this into motion, they didn't deal with the reason. They didn't deal with the logic. They was irrational. They was like, nah, we gonna see to it that we create a device where people can do everything from it. You know, they can get on the internet. They can talk to friends and family. They can upload videos. Like, you gotta be irrational. Gotta be irrational. Think about all the devices that we use. At a point in time, these devices didn't exist. In order for them to come into existence, somebody had to go against the grain and say, I'm about to create this product that is unheard of right now. It's unheard of for you to be able to put everything on a cellular device. Now, it might take time to evolve into that. So we got to start somewhere, but I'm going to create this device, and here's my vision for it. And that vision that person has for that device, everybody going to look at them like they crazy. Those are the people that go on to succeed. Those are the people that go on to, I'm saying, do the unthinkable. The person with the idea where everybody is laughing at them, everybody is looking at them like they are crazy. Those are the people that be having the best ideas. And when they stick to it, you see it. Terenzo, peace, what's happening? Brian, peace, what's the word? David, peace, what's happening? Oh yeah, and for sure, gotta put yourself out there, you know. And also, along with putting yourself out there, though, you also gotta protect your energy, meaning you gotta watch the people that you inform in regards to your goals, your aspirations, and your dreams. You gotta pay attention. You can't let everybody know. You can't let everybody know what it is that you planning, because you have some people that they shaking your hand, they dapping you up, they smiling in your face, but y'all know the song. Smile in your face, backstabbers and whatnot. So you can't tell everybody what it is that you planning to do, because you got some people that's, what they say, preying on your downfall on the low, putting that type of energy into the atmosphere, and I don't need that. You know, so if I got people that I don't really trust with that information, I'm not letting them know. Not letting them know at all. Not even close. I don't care what our relation is. If I don't like the energy that you put out there, you don't need to know. You just gonna see it. You're gonna see the finished product. You don't need to know about the process. So some people, they just need to see the finished product. They don't need to be let in on the process. I got plenty of people like that. Matter of fact, I keep it on one hand, the amount of people that I let in on the process. Actually, I don't let too many people know what it is that I'm doing anymore. At least the process part. They got to see the finished product. Then they come out of nowhere like, man, I ain't even know you was doing such and such. Well, yep, there it is. TZ, what's happening? Get ink for sure. Jordan, there you go, man. Hey, and that's how I got to do it. You know, when there's some people, like when there's people with good energy that support, I'm gonna throw everything out on them, because they gonna support you. They gonna give you the energy that you need to succeed. They gonna give you that boost that you may need. But when there's people with that negative energy, which unfortunately that's the majority, I'm good. Y'all see the finished product. Lindell, you say, was being a fitness trainer a goal of yours early, or was it something you realized you wanted to do? Something I realized I wanted to do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I didn't have the right type of guidance, but it's like, man, I ain't really know what I wanted to do all the way up until I got out of high school. Matter of fact, when I got out of college, that's when I started to figure things out. I was kind of just going through the motions early on in life. I ain't have no idea of kind of what I really wanted to do. I was just pretty good at sports and rapping. So I'm thinking, you already know, I was a typical kid. See, a lot of people see where I'm at now and don't realize that I was a typical kid back in the day. I thought I was going to either play ball or rap. Like, I literally was that kid. I was that kid. Like, I was either I'm about to rap or play ball. That's where I was at with it. Then I got to college and I'm like, man, I ain't even know. I'm to show you how lost I was. I didn't even know like all them degrees existed. I'm like, man, I didn't know I could have went to school for this. I didn't know I could have got this piece of paper. Then when I, realized I didn't even need the paper for what it is I'm trying to do, it's just all bad, man. So I started to figure things out later in life. I wasn't one of those kids that knew what they wanted to do when they was 5. Like, nah. I changed my mind every year. One year, when I was like 5 or 6, my pops told me I said I wanted to be a cop. Yeah, that changed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I figured that fitness trainer thing out after I got out of college, actually. And I was working out, and I had a conversation with the manager, like the fitness manager of a gym I was working out in. And he kind of hit me to it. Was like, man, you ever thought about being a trainer? I was like, nope. You know what I'm saying? And I talked with him for a minute, and I was like, you know what? That sounds like something right up my alley. Lorenzo for sure. And you say, what's up with the rain? Man, I don't know. Hey, I don't even know. Moni, hey, everybody doesn't want to see you succeed at all. At all. At all. Unfortunately, it be the people that's closest to you. You know what they say. Everybody got a Judas in their circle. You know what I mean? Like that's the message from that story. Everybody got a Judas within their tribe. We all got a Judas, man. And it's that man, I'm telling you. That's the unfortunate reality. You got to watch them people that's around you, because those are the ones, like, they hating the most. But you got one that you really need to be keeping your eyes on. Hey, MC, for sure. That I'm trying to tell you, everybody don't need to know. Everybody don't need to know it all. Michael, hey, Michael, for that handshake ain't matching the smile. Feel it in the air. That's shout out to Beans, the Broad Street Bully, for sure. David, I'm trying to tell you, how many times, I know, fam, I ain't the only one, but how many times have you shared, and it might not even been a big goal. It might have been something light, something slight. How many times have you brought it up at a family function, and I'm talking about the energy in the room just went downhill once you brought up something that you working on, simply because it's something against the grain. Like, you done been at a family function and you was like, man, everybody chopping it up, and you brought up your idea of starting this type of business, and everybody looked at you like you was crazy. Fam, that's got to be one of the worst experiences on the planet. That's why I be like, man, some things I keep to myself, because I don't have time for that. And that's when that reason and logical mind starts kicking in. When you got 20 of your family members doubting an idea that you brought up, you might actually start believing that. And again, even in this book right here, he talks about your environment and how eventually you get consumed by your environment, by the people you hang around. So if you continue to hang around these people with that doubtful energy, you will eventually become doubtful. I don't have time for that. I'm not about to surround myself with that, because eventually you become that. It's only a select few people who can rise above that. Meaning, it's only a select few people who can hang around a predominantly doubtful crowd and not become that, not be influenced by it. Select few, very small percentage. Most people, though, will be influenced by the energy of the crowd, the energy of the people in the crowd, the energy of their environment. So again, like, I choose my environments wisely for that reason. I don't want to get consumed by that, fam. I don't want to get consumed by that. I know how powerful that crowd is. If it's 100 people in this room and 99 of the people are negative, I'm the only one trying to be positive. If I'm in that room for 24 hours, eventually I'm going to start thinking negatively. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen like that, fam. So I'd rather surround myself in a room where people are thinking positively, or thinking of success, wealth, whatever the case may be. I don't want to use willpower. I don't want to be in this room trying to make myself be positive because everybody else is negative. Man, no, that willpower, eventually you going to get drained, and you just going to succumb to the energy in that room if you're in that room long enough. That's why when I'm in a room like that, I'm leaving. I'm like, all right, I'm gone. Y'all too negative, got to go. Or if it's a situation where I have to listen, if it's a situation where I got to be in there, like it's work, then it's like, all right, I'm looking up other jobs. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to stay in a situation like that for too long. For real. Straight up. Humble King J, for sure. Moni, exactly. And I'm still in the process of figuring out my purpose and calling. I'm still in the process of putting all this stuff together. I'm trying to tell you, I tell people all the time, man, better late than never, man, for real. It's never too late to get started on a goal. It's never too late to create a goal for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late to create a purpose for yourself. Never too late. Man, if you 55 and you just came up with a bright idea, put it into motion. Man, if you 75 and you just came up with a good idea, put it into motion. If you 90 and you came up with a good idea, put it into motion. What you mean it's too late? It is never too late. You came up with that idea for a reason. You didn't come up with that idea just to not pursue it. Nah, you came up with that idea for a reason. That idea came to you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Put it into motion. Put it into motion. It's never too late. If I'm 70 and I come up with an idea to do something, I'm gonna find a way to put it into motion. I ain't gonna be like, I'm 70, it's too late. Nah, I ain't gonna never do that. I don't look at life through that lens. It's too late. Nah, says who? Y'all got you nobody. It ain't gonna never be too late for me to put some things into motion. It ain't gonna never be too late for me to succeed and create a purpose for myself or redefine my purpose. Never. So, Moni, you right on the money with that. Oh, Devin, man, for sure. Man, listen. For sure. Don't even don't even get me started, man. And then another thing too that's always funny when it comes to sharing things with people and people not understanding and people thinking they have your best interests at heart in regards to like college, like mentoring young folks and just telling young folks what to do. You know what I always find funny is when it comes to that, like if you got a person that's transitioning from high school to college, they always try to get that person to go where the money is at. I honestly feel like that's a failure. Like I honestly feel like that's bad advice to like, hey man, you need to go get this type of degree because that's where the money is at. Like, nah, if you passionate about something, man, you gonna make the money, fam. You gonna make the money. If you really passionate about something, you gonna find a way to earn a nice living doing what it is that you passionate about. It's inevitable, fam. There are ways to make money doing everything, any and everything in 2023. You know, so if you telling a child, man, go where the money is at, what are you really telling them? Like if a child comes to you and tells you they interested in art, going to school for art, and you be like, it ain't no money in art, you need to go to school and be a doctor. Like, nah, it's plenty of money in art. You might be looking at your child might be in the top 10% of artists if you let them pursue that passion. You know, so I don't like when people give people the advice of, oh, chase the money. Like, nah, because then you might end up with a person that they never happy. They gonna end up depressed. They gonna end up suicidal and all of that. I done seen people chase the money, and I done seen where that got them. Yeah, they made the money, but they was never happy, and unfortunately, some of them took themselves out. That's bad advice for anything. To chase anything is bad advice. Do do what's in you to do. What they call a devotion. You know, what you feel called to do. Do that, man. There's no way you can fail pursuing that. There's no way you can fail, man. If you feel like you was naturally born to do something or naturally gifted to do something, man, do that. Master that craft. I don't care what it is. I guarantee you it's a way to make a nice living doing it. I guarantee you, I promise you. I promise you. Hey Ray, man, I'm trying to tell you, I done been there, done that. With the best friend being for sure. I done been there, done that. I ain't gonna get too deep in the trenches with that story, but I done been there, done that. With a best friend being a Judas, with a best friend hating on you, a so-called best friend. Justin, you say about comprehension. Just now the good thing now, Justin, when it comes to comprehension, it's a lot of different methods. You know, note cards, highlights, and then you eliminate all distractions when you are reading. And then read things that you are interested in. Like the more interested the more interested you are in something, the more likely it is to stick. And then repetition is key. That's the good thing about a note card. You know, after you read a section in a book, stop for a minute, write down all that you remember. Like that's the type of stuff that you must do. We got to work on comprehension daily. Another good practice for increasing your comprehension is at the end of every, you know what I'm saying, at nighttime. Practice recapping your day to the best of your ability. So before you go to sleep, recall everything that you did during the day. How many times do people do that? Not often, but that's a good way to work on comprehension. That's a good way to work on memorization. That's a good way to work on all of that. Strengthen the mind. You know, so before you go to sleep, recall what you did for the day. Give yourself a recap. You know what I'm saying? Try to recall everything that you did. Not even just the important things, man. Recall small things that you did. That's how you work on that memory. And then when you work on that memory, then now you can work on that comprehension. You know? But those are some good practices for that. Khalil, peace, what's happening? Jam, man, I'm trying to tell you, I already know. I know how that go. UFO, what's happening? Man, hey, y'all speaking, man. I know exactly how this goes. Cameron, peace, what's happening? Peace to everybody who's tapping in. Nisi, what's happening? I see everybody got a Judas story. I see everybody got a Judas story. You know, unfortunately, we didn't been scarred by family members. We didn't been scarred by friends. Ray, what you say? What are your thoughts on the Ebony K bus driver topic? I'm not fully informed on it. Like, I didn't sit and watch exactly what she said. I've just heard what people said that she said in regards to her not fooling with the bus drivers or whatever because she want to rather date somebody that I guess makes the same type of money she makes. I don't know, makes more than she makes, whatever the case may be. Hey, if that's her preference, cool. That's her preference, cool. You know, and she can have that preference. I ain't even gonna argue with her. But for the people that's not on her level, that's trying to have that same preference, I feel like that's weird. But I ain't mad. Listen, if that's her preference, because I've spoken on, hey, I done got called some type of way for my preferences when it comes to like, hey, Mud's gotta be healthy, or at least strive to be healthy dealing with me. You know what I'm saying? We not finna be dealing with none of that unhealthy nonsense on my end. I done been called shallow for that. You know, so I know what it's like to get bashed for your preference. I know what it's like. I didn't got bashed for mine. You know, so I know what it is. You know, but just respect me when I have a preference. So if you state your preference, you know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me when I state my preference. That's all we ask, man. Deal in equality. Deal in equality. But let me get to the second key. The first key for manifesting, like I said, you got to be a little irrational. You got to be a little naive. You know, you can't think in terms of such and such is impossible. You can't be like that. You know, so you got to be a little irrational. You know what I'm saying? Got to be a little naive in the mind in order for you to manifest, in order for you to bring things into existence. Hold on, let me see what. Oh, yeah, clock's in for sure. For sure. Now, another key. Now, of course, this is obvious. But I feel like this is where a lot of people go wrong or fail when it comes to the law of attraction, manifesting, bringing things into existence. Whatever phrase, concept you want to use. It's all the same thing. But it is a reflection of the video that I did the other day talking about the law of association. So again, when you deal with doubt, anger, sadness, worry, fear, when you deal with that, any of those feelings, emotions, any of those, the mind is wired to bring up all circumstances and situations that's related to that feeling, to that emotion. So again, if you are entertaining the feeling of or the emotion of anger, guess what your mind is going to do? It's going to bring up any and every circumstance that causes you to be angry. So you're going to start thinking of all situations that made you angry in the past. You're going to start thinking of all things that just make you angry in general in the present. That is how the mind is wired, fam. So if you start to entertain anger, if you allow somebody to irritate you or make you angry, the mind ain't going to stop at that incident, at that moment. the mind gonna start bringing up all other situations, even if it's regarding a person. So let's just say a person irritated you. They did one thing that irritated you. This how the mind works. Boom, that person did whatever it was that irritated you. Now you irritated. Now you entertaining that energy. Now your mind is about to bring you all other situations regarding this same person that have irritated you. So that's how, I don't know if y'all ever been in an argument with, in a relationship, and all of a sudden, like the person did one thing and it then led to an argument. Now all of a sudden you thinking of a million other things that the person did in the past that then irritated you. That's how the mind works. That is how the mind works. When you are angry, when y'all are arguing, now all of a sudden the mind is about to give you all information. The mind like, oh, okay, we irritated. This ain't the only thing this person did that irritated you. 2 weeks ago they did this. A month ago they did that. That is how it works. That is how it works. So when you have any ounce of doubt, fear, anger, worry, whatever, the mind is programmed to give you all circumstances, situations that reflect that energy, man. That is very important. You cannot be striving to practice the law of attraction. You can't be striving to manifest things and you still have an ounce of doubt. You can't do that. You cannot be angry. You cannot be irritated. You cannot harbor these feelings and emotions when you striving to attract something in your life. I'm telling you, fam, you cannot do that. Again, the most dominant emotion wins. So when you are that anger, when it becomes dominant, you look, anger and success, they can't exist in the same space at the same time. That goes against the laws of physics. If you irritated and you angry, you can't be thinking in abundance. You can't be thinking positivity at the same time. No, you are entertaining anger. You are entertaining negative energy, doubt, concern, fear, frustration, whatever the case may be. So we got to understand the laws of physics here, man. Those two feelings can't exist in the same space at the same time. You got to choose one, fam. You either about to be thinking in abundance or you about to be thinking with anger. Choose one. I'd rather be thinking in abundance. So again, if you thinking in abundance, then your mind going to give you all examples of that. It's going to give you all examples of abundance in your life. If you thinking of health, your mind is going to present you with all situations and circumstances that revolve around health in your life. That is what's going to happen. So again, we got to reprogram that brain. That is how it works. That is how it is wired. So you got to stop entertaining that doubt, talking about you practicing the law of attraction, or you trying to manifest something and you dealing with all this negative energy. That is one of the reasons why you may not be receiving the things that you want out of life. You too negative with it. You doubting yourself. You don't have the confidence in your abilities. You don't have the confidence in yourself. That is important. I don't care how many affirmations you do. If deep down inside you doubting yourself, no, the affirmations won't work for you. You want to attract that positivity to your life. You want to attract that success and that wealth and that health to your life. Because deep down you doubt it. You doubting yourself. Terenzo, my brother, appreciate that donation, and 100% right and exact, for sure. So, and I was reading this health book, The Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation. And they was talking about one of the reasons why a lot of people fail to reverse disease. That was one of the reasons. He gave like 3 examples of a person in regards to reversing diseases. Like the first person was a person who's just negative all the time. And he was like, that person is more than likely not going to reverse the disease. The second person was the person that I'm talking about, a person that might be eating right. They might be doing everything right on the surface, but deep down, they still doubt that this stuff is working. He said that person is more than likely to not reverse that disease because that deep down fear, that deep down doubt is going to override everything. And he gave the third person was the person that's more than likely to reverse the disease. And that third person is the person that has eliminated all doubt. And they trust in themselves and they trust in nature. That person is more than likely to reverse the condition. Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation. It tells you, like, you could be doing everything right on the surface, but if you harboring that doubt deep down, that's all it takes. That's all it takes to take you out the game. That's it. That's all it takes. You doing everything right. You drinking the smoothies. You eating the greens. You drinking the green juices. You fasting. You working out. But deep down, you like, man, I don't think this stuff working. Deep down. Deep down. Like you might be smiling at everybody, but deep down when you alone, that's when it matters. Deep down when you alone, you get to yourself like, man, I don't think this stuff really working. That right there is the most dominant feeling. That's your dominant feeling. And that's enough right there for you to not reverse that condition. You got to eliminate that, fam. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy process, but you got to eliminate them feelings. You got to eliminate that. If you fighting a disease right now, got to eliminate the doubt, got to eliminate the fear, got to eliminate the concern. You can only entertain thoughts of health, success, elevation. That's it. That's all you need. You know, and then do what's right on the surface. Like, this is important. This is important, man. I cannot stress this enough. If you are not attracting the type of circumstances that you wish to attract in life, I'm telling you to really analyze your feelings deep down. Do you have an ounce of doubt that still resides deep down? More than likely, the answer is yes. Do you have an ounce of anger, fear, sadness, frustration? Deep down, the answer may be yes, man. So you got to get to the bottom of these feelings. You got to resolve these conflicts so you can move forward. The African Wolf, peace, what's happening? David, for sure, you got, hey, for real, you got to know in self. You know, you ain't even got to believe in self. You got to know what self is capable of. The body and the mind they all wise and intelligent, very powerful. You got to give them permission to be powerful, though. So a lot of times we holding the mind and the body back via these thoughts. You know, that's why, like, I was studying hypnotists and things like that, and just how that whole process goes. And they basically broke it down like, you know, in order to be hypnotized, for one, you got to have the permission of the person. Like, you're not about to hypnotize a person without their permission. And it's like, it's a mental thing. Again, if the person has any doubt in your ability, it's going to be hard to hypnotize that person. But once the person fully trusts you, then you able to hypnotize the individual. So they even broke it down. They was like, to even hypnotize a person, you have to have their consent and permission. Like, straight up. Now, there are ways to influence their consent and permission, which is what's going on when it comes to the media and all the negative things that we gravitate towards. So it's a way to influence that, which some of these people are good at that. And that's called manipulation and deception. So they can influence you and manipulate you. But at the end of the day, you're not about to be hypnotized without your permission. Without your permission. For real. Without the permission. You know, and then when I was studying it further, they just talked about basically what's happening is they bypassing the conscious mind. You know, the conscious mind is the mind that's going to deal with the facts, going to deal with the logic. So if you striving to hypnotize a person and they still dabbling with the conscious mind, or the conscious mind is still active, it's going to be hard to get to that person. So you need to quiet the conscious mind, because the subconscious mind doesn't deal in reality. It's not able to decipher what's fact from fiction. It don't operate like that. The subconscious mind is more impressionable. So if you want to get a person to do what you want them to do, you got to bypass their conscious mind and you got to get to the subconscious mind. That is what they do. That is what these corporations practice. They are bypassing our conscious minds and they tapping right into the subconscious mind that's not able to determine fact from fiction. So if you want to apply that to self, if you want to manifest some things and bring some things into existence for yourself, you must do the exact same. You must bypass this conscious mind that's going to talk you out of it. And you have to go right to the subconscious mind and plant the seeds that you want planted into the subconscious mind. And then the subconscious mind is going to give you everything that you need. But you got to bypass that conscious mind. And it's a lot of different strategies for that. Meditation is a great way, great strategy to bypass that conscious mind, to quiet that conscious mind so you can tap into that subconscious mind. That is how you do that. That's probably the third key to manifesting, bypassing that conscious mind. Gotta bypass it. Gotta bypass. One of the best ways to do it too is to do your affirmations at night, but right before you go to sleep. Or you could even have some headphones in and listen to some affirmations, fam. Right before you go to sleep, that is a very good time to plant some seeds, because that's going to go right to the subconscious. As you going to sleep, you're repeating the phrase over and over to yourself, or you listening to a phrase over and over to yourself, and you go right off to sleep. man, that you done bypass the conscious mind. You done tap right into the subconscious. Now you in there. That subconscious mind about to go to work in regards to whatever it is that you plant. That's how you got to do that. Very important. Justin, what you say, what if you have a girlfriend and she wants to drink occasionally? Like, for example, her 21st birthday and you do not drink or partake in anything intoxicating. Is that something to dwell on? Nope. Simply don't drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done been in that boat a million times. I ain't dwelling on anything. I ain't drinking. You know, and again, I feel like as a man, eventually, if that relationship is strong enough, like eventually it's gonna get to the point where she gonna be like, man, I'm good on it totally. Like, she gonna see that you standing on your square, you not doing it, and she ain't gonna want you to be alone too many times with that. You know, so I always stood on my square. I'm like, oh, okay, everybody drinking, y'all doing that. I ain't gonna judge y'all, but I ain't doing it. I ain't dwelling on it though. You know, those are my principles. That's my foundation, and I always stood on it, no matter the circumstances. And I always tell people, you can do what you want to do. You can do you, but I'm gonna do me though. Ain't nobody gonna pressure me into taking a drink because I done told you I don't do that. You know, so I stand on my square. I ain't dwelling on it though. I don't have to. You know, I don't have to. Alonzo, peace. What's happening? Oh yeah, David, for sure. Yeah, the terror barrier for sure. Got to get past that, and a lot of us have that. You know, a lot of us have that barrier of terror. You know, and you got to bypass that. Got to bypass that. When you striving to bring things into existence on a positive level, on a positive tip, you can't be entertaining doubtful energy, fearful energy, angry energy, irritated energy. You got to check yourself. Like, the moment you start allowing yourself to be irritated, got to check yourself. Ray, they say we buffering. Hold up. I ain't even buffering on my end. So they tampering with it. They tampering with your boy. Here we go with the buffering. I ain't buffering at all. Alonzo, let's get it. There you go. You know, and another good thing too. This another good thing. Another practice or tip when it comes to manifestation. They tell you the process goes like this. Think it, speak it, write it down, commit it to memory. Think it, speak it, write it down, commit it to memory. Keep doing that. Think it, speak it, write it down, commit it to memory. Think it, speak it, write it down, commit it to memory. Like, come on. Think it, speak it, write it down, commit it to memory. Like, they did studies on people who more than likely to accomplish their goals, and they tell you more than likely to accomplish the goal when you think it, speak it, and write it down. So get you an index card like so. Whatever it is that you striving to accomplish, think it first, boom. Speak it, put it out to the atmosphere, write it down. Do this daily. Do this daily. Do this daily. Think it, speak it. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to keep writing it down. I'm writing down that same goal until it happens. I'm going to think it, speak it. I'm going to keep writing it down. By default, I'm committing it to memory when I repeat that process of thinking it, speaking it, and writing it down. Feminine Melanin University, peace, what's happening? So that's the way you got to do it. Put that stuff on that paper. Write it down, fam. Write it down. Cornell, peace, what's happening? Okay, they had me for a minute. I was buffering. All right. Yeah, they be tampering with the kid. Now, I usually see the buffering. I ain't even see the buffering. All right. Dread Mike, what's happening? Oh, yeah, the power of the subconscious mind. Man, hey, I got that. And then, yeah, Are You Still a Slave? Got that too. And then Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That's another good book. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That is another good book when it comes to this right here. This topic, this subject matter. And then, man, it's a book on auto-suggestion. Like self-mastery or something through conscious auto-suggestion. Something like that. Mike Tyson's trainer read that book. You know, at least Mike Tyson talked about it. That's another good book. That book, like 70 pages. Oh, David, for sure. What you say? A jumbled up manifestation of your day, especially what happens at night. 100%. And you gotta manipulate that subconscious mind, man. And that's facts. That's facts. That's facts for sure. Okay, we all good now. Okay. Yeah, the four agreements. Yup. Yeah, that book is peace. Yeah, that book is peace. The four agreements is definitely peace. His son wrote a book. And I forgot the name of it, but I read that mug some months ago. I got that book around somewhere, but it's his son wrote a book. You know, that's the author of the four agreements. Got a son that be writing some books. You know, that be pretty decent too. Cameron, 100%. Got to tap in with that cycle. You know, that's what I'm on, man. Like, again, we didn't tap into enough negative cycles. We come from enough negative cycles. So in order for us to change things around, man, we got to change that mindset. And like I said in the beginning, in order to change, in order to really shift, you know what we say, generate generational wealth. In order for us to really break some of these curses, these generational curses, we got to think irrationally. If you part of a family and every generation of your family that suffer from these type of diseases, then you got to be the one that say, I'm not going to suffer from it. Meaning you almost thinking irrationally. You like, man, I'm going to be the one that don't come down with diabetes. Even though on both sides, everybody keep coming down with it in each generation. You say, I'm going to be the one, I'm going to live till I'm 120 with no health problems. That sounds irrational compared to what the rest of your family members think. But that's how we got to do it. That is how you have to think, man. Like, sometimes you have got to think irrationally in order for you to do what needs to be done. Because what you striving to do sometimes is probably irrational to the average person. Like, look at like me drinking 2 smoothies a day, predominantly raw. That sounds irrational to most people. That don't even make any sense to a lot of people. Man, what you mean you all you do is drink smoothies during the day? That can't be healthy. You know what I'm saying? That's irrational to folks. It's rational to me, but it's irrational to most folks. And if I started to think consciously, you know, if I allow what I have been taught over the years since I was born to cloud my judgment, then I'll be like, nah, I gotta eat 3 meals a day. Stuff like that, the stuff they done brainwashed me with. If I start thinking consciously before I made that decision to do that, then I would have talked myself out of it. I was like, nah, I gotta do this. And I'm gonna do it. I ain't gonna tell anybody what I'm about to do. I just did it. I just started doing it. Fam, I'm like, nah, I ain't finna tell nobody my plan. Why would I tell somebody my plan that ain't never been on this? Why would I tell somebody that eats trash 4 or 5 times a day that I'm planning on drinking smoothies throughout the day and eating 1 meal? Like, they finna look at me like I'm crazy. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. Yeah, biology of belief. Yeah, that's a good one too, man. I got plenty of them joints that I can't think of off the top of my head. That's great internet. Peace Queen, what's at it? Hey, Michael, for sure. Dread Mike, yep. I got all of those, man. Matter of fact, I got about the James Allen. He got a thick joint with like all his books compiled into one. I got that. Like, he got everything he's ever written compiled into one book. That joint like 1,200 pages. Yeah, that joint thick, but hey, it's all success. You know, so we gotta study that, man. Like, you want to be successful, study success. You want to be successful, study successful people. Like, it's like, come on, it's really that simple, fam. Study that, study success. That's what you want to do and be. Study that. See what success looks like. Come up with a definition of success for you and find the people who have traveled down that path. Study them. Study them. Study them. Like, that's what I be doing. Let me study successful people, man. Let me study success. Let me define what success means to me and study the folks who done walk that path of my definition of success. Because we all got different definitions of success. The way I view success may not be the way you view it. So you got to come up with your own definition of success, fam. And you got to study the folks that's walking that path. Because I promise you, it's somebody that's walking that path. You just got to find them and you study them. See what they did to get to the point where you want to get. See what that formula is. You know, I'm always talking about figuring out a formula, studying folks that did what you did, what you want to do, and adopting the formula. That is important. That's going to always be important. You know, so that, hey, like I said, man, get y'all some index cards. I got thousands of index cards. And again, think it, speak it, write it, commit it to memory. Keep repeating that process. You keep writing I'm talking about come up with something. It shouldn't about 2 sentences. 2-3 sentences of what it is you striving to accomplish. Like a mission statement. You know what I'm saying? And think it, speak it, write it down. Repeat that process every day until you accomplish what it is that you striving to accomplish. See how fast it happens when you keep doing that. Every day you wake up, boom. I'm thinking it, I'm speaking it, and I'm finna write it down. Boom. There it go. Every day. That should be the process. That's how you bring things into existence. And don't entertain any of that nonsense negative energy. Don't do that. Don't entertain any of that. Don't be consumed by any of that. Let these other folks have that energy. It's enough negative energy out here for everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to be harboring that energy anymore. You survived it. Whatever it is. Whatever it is that you dwelling on right now, man, you survived that joint. You survived. You here right now. So whatever it was that happened in the past, they got you tripping. You survived it. Now what we gonna do moving forward? We gonna succeed. We gonna elevate. We gonna evolve. That's what we on. We gonna build. You know, we done destroying, fam. We didn't destroy it enough. So now it's time to build. So first we destroyed. Now it's time for us to build. We should all be in the process of building right now. What are you striving to build with your life? What are you striving to build in your life? These are important questions. We done dealt with enough destruction. I'm telling you, we black, we original people. So I know we done dealt with a ton of destruction. I know we see destruction in our families every day. I know we tired of that destruction. I know we tired of seeing it, fam. I know we tired of being a part of it. I know you want to shift it. That starts with you, though. That starts with shifting your mindset. Like, for real. You got to shift your mindset before anything. That's what I tell people that come to me for my services as a trainer. Listen, you ain't going to reach no goal if you don't shift your mindset first. Got to shift your mindset. Whatever goal you have, I don't care anything about that. Shift your mind first. Your first goal to be to shift your mindset. That should be your first goal. Forget wanting to drop 30 pounds. Is your mindset a reflection of a person who wants to drop to 30? Because it's really not when you say, listen, when you come to me and say, I would like to drop 30 pounds, you already failing with the mindset. You know, because a person with the proper mindset already like, man, I'm dropping 30. It ain't no, I want to drop 30. No, I'm going to drop 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm changing my lifestyle. I'm going to drop to 30. So when you come to me and say, I would like to do this, that, and the third, like, nah, nope, go back to the drawing board, rephrase that. Get a calendar and say, man, listen, by July 25th, I'm down 30. You didn't put it on the calendar. That's confidence. That's what we do. Like, that's how we do it, fam. We don't. I would like to drop 30 if it's possible. Now forget that. July 25th, I'm down 30 pounds. I wrote it on the calendar. That's how bold I am with it. I'm gonna write it on the calendar. I'm gonna tell you on July 25th, I'm gonna be down 30. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. It already happened. That's how you gotta approach some things. Like, I would like to nope. Get that calendar out. Say, boom. In 3 months, write it on the calendar. 3 months to this day. This is what I did. This is what I would have done. This is what I would have accomplished. That's how you do it, man. Like, that's how I did this personal training certification, man. I wrote it on the calendar. I said, on this date, I will become a certified personal trainer. That was the date that I took the test, the exam. I didn't say, oh, I hope I pass the test. I didn't tell people to pray for me to pass the test. I ain't had to do that. I said on this date, I will become a certified personal trainer. I looked at that every day. Every time I looked at that, I was like, all right, let me study. Let me do what I need to do to make sure that this happens. So I looked at it and said on such and such date, I passed the personal trainer exam. And then I did everything that I needed to do to pass it. And then on that day, I passed the exam. That's that simple. I ain't have to tell folks, pray for me. I ain't have to be like, I hope I pass this test. I wasn't nervous at all. I went up in there because I wrote it down. I knew what happened. I knew what I was going to do. I knew the outcome. I knew the outcome when I walked in. Before I even started the test, I already knew I passed it. I was like, it's already passed, already done. Y'all got to have confidence. You got to start having confidence in yourself, man. You got to have confidence in your abilities, man. You got to have confidence in yourself. Again, know what you're capable of. I looked at it like, man, this ain't nothing but an exam. All I got to do is memorize some information. Anybody, I can do that. That ain't nothing. That's how I looked at it. I wasn't like, oh, this information is complicated. Nah. I'm like, all I got to do is memorize this information, and I already like to do this. So this is simple. Again, things are as easy or as complicated as we tend to make them. I made that very easy on myself. I didn't stress. I never stress when it comes to things like that because, again, I know what I'm capable of. I know that I can pass an exam. I know that I can memorize information if I need to memorize information. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that I can understand a subject. All I got to do is put my mind to it. That's it. It's not complicated. I don't care how complicated you think the subject is. If somebody else can understand it, guess what? I can too. If a person that looks like me, that bleed the same type of blood can understand something, I can too. That's how I look at it. I'm like, oh, okay. This is a subject that other people have taken and they have understood it. Then they ain't no different from me. I can understand it also. That's how I go into the situation. I ain't looking at it like, oh man, I don't like math. Well, I'm finna learn to like it today. I'm not about to defeat myself before I get started in something. You got to stop doing that to yourself. You in school for whatever you in school for, and you got to take a course and it's got math in it, and you already telling yourself you bad at math. Man, you about to struggle. You about to struggle with that course already before it even started. You already told yourself you bad at math. What you think you gonna do? I'm gonna look at it and be like, man, I'm about to kill this. This easy. This it? This all they want me to do? That's how you got to go into that, man. I didn't watch too many people defeat themselves before they even get started. When it comes to a lot of lanes and avenues in life, you about to go run some laps, or somebody take you to the track and they be like, man, we're gonna run around this track 8 times. Before you even start running, you be like, man, 8 times, that's a lot. You didn't already defeated yourself. That's about to be a hard task. Opposed to the person that say, oh, okay, bet, that's it. You want me to just run 8? Let's go. Boom. It's gonna be easy 8. It's gonna be easy 8. Like, I don't even, the way I go about it, I don't even give myself time to think about nothing. Somebody, if I'm going to this track, I say I'm about to run 8 laps, or I'm about to run 3-4 miles, I just get to it. The more time I give myself to think, the more time I'm gonna mess myself up. Like, all right, I gotta take this course. It's gonna be calculus. All right, bet, let's get it. I ain't even about to think about it. Bet, let's get it. What books I need? Let me watch some stuff on YouTube. Let me do some practice questions and things like that. Let me just get to it. I ain't finna think about it. I'm just gonna get to it. That's how we start. We overthink. Somebody tell you, boom, you got to run 12 times around this track. You automatically start thinking like that. 12, that's a lot. Nope. As soon as they say 12, just go. Take off. That 12 will be over with before you know it. Only for sure. Hey, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's going to be challenging in the beginning, but it's going to be worth it once you master what I'm saying. It's going to be worth it. Like, just don't think about it. Whatever it is you got to do, just, again, write it down on that calendar. This is when I'm going to accomplish this, and then do what you need to do. That's it. Write it on the calendar. Do what you need to do, and everything going to take care of itself. Now, if it's some physical activity, don't think about it. Like, when I tell people all the time, when I tell you to do an exercise, do not think of it. The moment you start thinking about the exercise, you gonna psych yourself out. Whatever I put on this board for you to do, do not think about it. Just get right to it. The exercise, listen, the workout will be over before you know it. I never think about what it is. Man, y'all done seen me lift some very heavy weight. They be like, how you lift some of this heavy weight? I don't think about it. I don't think about it. I don't look at it like, dang, this 435 pounds I got to deadlift, man. I don't think I'm going to be able to pick. That's how you hurt yourself. A lot of times people think you hurt yourself because you're thinking about it too much. Like, damn, man, I don't want to do these squats. Every time when I have workouts like that, those are the workouts where I damn near get injured. Because I'm already defeating myself. Like, man, I don't want to pick up this weight. I ain't gonna want to squat today. Man, I don't feel like bench pressing this. Man, that's when I start tweaking my body parts, man, because again, I'm defeating myself mentally. The best workouts is when I go in there and say, okay, this is what we doing, bet. And I'm just getting to it. I'm zoning out. Workouts are superb. Hey, Terenzo, hey, there you go. High top tech. Peace, what's happening? Ray, you say the phrase study long, study wrong came from overthink 100%. Jazz, peace, what's happening? David, peace, what's happening? Bobby, peace, what's happening? But yeah, overthinking, hey, overthinking is a problem. It's a disease, man. Overthinking and procrastinating. They are diseases, fam. Overthinking and procrastinating. Diseases. Diseases, man. And I suffer from both. You know, so I'm working on it. Like I said, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself a lot of the times. But I'm working on both of those, getting better day by day. And we conquering that. But overthinking and procrastinating be tearing people up left and right. I see it all the time, man. It's somebody either overthinking or they procrastinate. The overthinking leading to procrastinating. The procrastinating leading to the overthinking. You know, they in alignment. You know, so I'm like, man, we got to kill that. You got something you need to do, just do that joint. You got something that needs to be done, just do it. Stop playing. Stop waiting on circumstances to be perfect. Circumstances may never be perfect. As a matter of fact, your circumstances are perfect right now. Your circumstances are perfect right now at this current moment. Hey, you don't need to be waiting. What are you waiting on? Oh, I start my workout next week. I'm gonna start my workout on Monday because it's the beginning of the week. Nah, you can start your workout Thursday. You can start it right now. You ain't gotta wait till Monday. Hey, don't tell them what happened between now and Monday. Get it in. Right now, you can start right now. You know, like, man, I need to work out, man, but I'm gonna go and wait till Monday. That's the beginning of the week. Nah, don't hit me with that. Ain't nothing wrong. You can start your workout right now today. Thursday. Straight up. Magic for show. David, man, and most of the time, that is the worst enemy. Your own mind, your own self. Justin, yeah, overthinking is definitely bad for the heart. All of these emotions and feelings affect the heart, you know, for sure. Just Fresh, peace, what's happening? Real Supreme Justice, peace, what's happening, fam? Bobby, for sure, gotta make a move, man. Like, I mean, got to move. You know you got to do something, just make the move. Get it out the way. Stop prolonging something. And a lot of times, the stuff that we push off be real easy and simple. Something that you can knock out in 10, 20 minutes. We push it off, and then we push it off. Now we out here stressing because we waited so long to do it. Like, nah, fam, it will take you 20 minutes to do this. Why are you pushing this off? And again, the answer is in the question. Not the question. Well, it is in the question. Why are you pushing it off? Because it take 20 minutes. That's the answer. I'm pushing it off because it take 20 minutes. That ain't the way to go about it. Yeah, it ain't going to take me nothing to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and wait. Now you didn't let other things pile up on top of that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, when you got something to do, when it comes up to do it. Knock it out. Knock it out. Knock it out. We gotta stop playing, man. You got something. Why are you playing with your life? Why are you procrastinating with your life? That don't even make any sense to me. You procrastinating with your life, fam? Come on. Why are you procrastinating with your life? It's a life that I know you see yourself, you envision yourself living, and you waiting to get it. That don't make any sense to me. Why are you waiting to get this life? Matter of fact, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Like, you see yourself living a certain type of life and you procrastinating on making that happen. Why? Oh, Moni, man, I'm trying to tell you, hey, I can relate. I've been there, done that. Like I said, the best way that I stopped, I had to just stop. I had to turn that thing off. You know what I mean? Again, hey, my success rate right now is probably 85%. You know? So sometimes I still be like, well, I think about it, then I start overthinking, and here we go. But a lot of times now, when it's something that I know needs to be done, I don't think about it. When it's important things, I ain't thinking about it. Like stuff I know I need to do, thinking about it. Nope. I know I need to eat healthy. I ain't about to think about that. Nope. I need to drink these. I ain't thinking about it. I got to do this workout. I ain't thinking about it. Like when it's stuff that I know needs to be done, I don't think about it. I don't think about it. Stuff that's going to benefit me, stuff that's going to elevate my health mentally and physically, I ain't thinking about it. I'm just going to do it. Like, again, I'm making a smoothie and I'm putting some undesirable items in there. I ain't about thinking about how nasty this smoothie going to be. Nope. I just drink, as soon as it's done, drink it. Almost like it's a machine. I'm a machine at that point. Nah, I'm not finna think about it. If I think about how nasty this is, nah. It ain't going to go how I need it to go. So I ain't even thinking about it. I ain't thinking about taste when I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm thinking about being healthy. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. If I'm gonna overthink about anything, it's gonna be being healthy. Like, man, I'm drinking this smoothie. I'm just gonna be so healthy. If I'm gonna overthink anything, it's gonna be in that realm, in that light. Like, straight up. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta make some moves. I gotta head back up to this gym. I went a little bit over my time, had about an hour, but it's all good. Hey, I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Appreciate donations, appreciate the love, all the comments. Hopefully y'all learn some things from this build. I may try to tap in again with y'all tomorrow. If not, man, it's probably gonna be Monday. You know, but I'm gonna let y'all get back to enjoying the rest of y'all Thursday, man. Y'all be easy out here, man. Y'all stay peaceful and healthy. I'm out, y'all. Peace.